Right, so I'm back again and I'm public, haven't I? So, um, I want to use this wee goal thing again. Even if nobody does it, I just want to, I just want to get around to see. Let's just put it to one. And set a timer. Wonder what it does. Don't know if I'll be here for 30 minutes, but oh shit, I'm actually setting my own timer because I can't, yeah, I just after this, I just want to get in the bath and switch off. So it's like I'm basically what I'm trying to say is I feel again, I don't know if anyone will be as experiencing this as bad as me, but I need to get some sort of routine back. And because really I do things like I said, very go with the flow anyway, very divine feminine. But um yeah, I'm optimistic tomorrow because I'm gonna get out for a walk and then that'll hopefully tire me out that I can at least start to get to sleep a bit earlier, but yeah, pray for me tonight. But um I'm tired though, you see, so that's how it might work out. Like I am quite tired. I could picture me finishing this, having a bath, having something to eat, and I think I might get a takeaway. But I really shouldn't, guys. I don't know. I'll just see. I'm a good cook. I could maybe rustle something up. Um, by the way, I saw when I watched this back, it doesn't show you what this goal thing is. So I don't know how you'll celebrate. See you tomorrow for another one. See you tomorrow. At 444, there you go. Because I'm going to try to do that. If it doesn't happen again, fair enough. Or I'll film it unlisted. 444 and 555. Oh, and I've not published that other one, but I will. Um, right, there we go. I just want to get in the habit of using that because I'm going to use it for, I don't know, it just gave me loads of ideas last night. Right, so let me see. Hmm. Yeah, it's not on the replay. Right, so what they told me to do, this was weeks ago, was I'm going to pick a card. So again, you'll notice that's now, this is the third live stream today. So, but if I manage to keep them like some like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes, it could be an hour. Because I think the other one was publish it, that's fine, but we'll just go with the flow. But I think I'm just going to film them live. Like, so I might film ones that are on my phone as well, occasionally. Oh shit, because I've not done the shorts actually. I've just realized, just remembered that. Um, I'll film them tomorrow and I'll just do a quick one today for today. But basically, this is going to be because the other ones are money based, career calling. You'll see that when I put it out. And then I've just done the one around mother healing, feminine energy. Again, whether you're a woman or a man, divine feminine, divine masculine, because we've all got feminine energy, we've all got feelings. And again, it feels like a lot of people are in their feelings because that card's about crying and stuff keep coming out. This is the one that so this is going to be the twin flame therapy. Like they just got me to call it that, which I was a really good title actually. So I'm going to use these golden age cards, and so basically when I do this, I want these to be the focus, and we'll just go with the flow. So we'll just go with the flow. Right. So what have we got for? And basically, I'm just making it clear that if people come on, I'll chat like I usually do, but if I'm more kind of like just saying hi at the start and the end, then I think that's the best way that I'm going to be able to maintain doing this. I don't even know if I'll stick to this. I just want to try it. So, right, what have we got for the feminine collective? Whether you are a male or a female divine feminine, keep in mind this might make sense to you, it might not. Use your own personal responsibility with everything you do in the light in your life, blah blah blah, all that jazz. We all know this. What is the card for the Divine Feminines right now? Well, it's not a light one anyway. Collective Awakening Judgment. Wow. Actually came out in reverse there too. And also see with these what was it? With these um tarot spread ones I was using, um I what was I gonna say? I just kind of wanted to find the card here to see what it said on this. Um I was going to use one that was specifically about love, but I don't know where I put them, so I'm just asking generally where people are at. We're just doing it in today, guys, but I'll keep to this theme kind of. Where is the bear with me, patience? Nobody's here right now anyway. What am I looking for? Judgment card. I just want to see what it says on these because I just found these again recently. There we go. So, lack of awareness, self-loathing. Ah, that's why they wanted me to find it because I wouldn't have said that about that. Overly critical, denial, and doubt. Right. I'm really glad I got guided to find that. So, I think overly critical is what's standing out there about that. So, and bear in mind, this is so that, oh yeah, I made notes on my phone about the live when I watched it back. So, when I'm saying this is the feminine energy, this doesn't need to be the message just for the divine feminines, whether you're male or female. This is also the masculines of that feminine's feelings. So, everybody that listens to me, majority of the time, know that, but in case you're new, so keep that in mind. It's not like you're the one and you're the other. Both of these messages should resonate if this is your wave. So, there's a message here about not being in an overly critical place about yourself. Like, for instance, that could even be as little as what I'm saying about, oh, I wanted to do this, that, and that, and get back to routine and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's no happened, guys, right? So I could be critical of myself and be like, oh, fuck me, you know what I mean? Or just be like, do you know what? I've got what I needed to get done today. I've actually got quite a lot done. I've had my client session. I've got, it's like, it's all okay. And I'm even doing this wee extra one. Okay, I forgot to do the shorts. It's not that big a deal. I can do the shorts tomorrow kind of thing. So you've got to, how does that work for you? You know what I mean? Right. Anyway, let's see what it says in this book too. But remember, it did come out reverse, but collective awakening. So that's pretty powerful. Um, Feminines, I feel you're having a next level, an up level in your awakening, whatever that means to you. Now, this could be work wise, that's definitely going on for me. I think if that's not clear to you, it's clear to me. Like, I've been warned about this for actually for years. But even like when people have read for me, like in recent months, like talking about, yeah, things are just going to take off all, like overnight kind of thing. So you heard it here first. Again, I've been told that by so many different people, and I've actually seen it. I've seen it myself, but we'll keep doing what we do until that happens, kind of thing. But that could be like if you are kind of newer at the twin flame journey, like say you were seeing a few different sets of numbers, like people call them angel numbers, I call them activation codes, but that because that's always how they guide me to, activate and that other people. But the point is it could be like all day, every day now, or the signs and synchronicity are heightened. Like if you're new to me, it's very common that you might have had signs and synchronicities coming to you a little bit, but now you've been tuning in here, it's happening to you all the time. Again, sorry about that. It catches like wildfire because that's my life, but you know what I mean? So it'll be different for different people, but you're being called to a new awakened life. That which you no longer need will be discerned and purged. Very powerful, this message. So that is for feminines, but bear in mind that more feels like it's really going to speak to the divine masculine's feminine side as well. So the energy of this card, wait a minute, I read that bit, yeah. The energy of this card is about awakening from the sleep state that much of the world has been in for so long. It calls us to rise up. I'd say this is the most powerful card in this deck, not to be dramatic, but I feel this is. I remember when I've used that in a thumbnail that was a pick-a pile, so that could be relevant to now. Um, it calls us to rise up and remember before it is too late. It is time to recall that we were powerful, embodied. Oh my God. Wow. I used that word embodied in the last live stream. That's fucking weird. Luminescent beings. We are many more times limitless and interconnected than we've been led to believe. This card speaks of leveling up. I didn't even know it was going to say that. Leveling up in your consciousness, dancing in devotion to the divine, an array of dimensional vibrations is available to us. Even within the spectrum we can access in our human bodies, choose the slipstream of the highest available. And again, that's what I'm here to do, help you um, quantum leap to your highest timeline and just have a paradigm shift. I nearly called this New Earth, paradigm shift. I nearly called it that actually. I might change it when I go. Um, we may the new earth is already here and some of us have already made the quantum leap, yeah, and again, like I say whenever I read this card, I made the quantum leap to these frequencies years ago, so that I'm here to ground this in and anchor it in for people to get used to it. We may reside in our physical bodies, but we're no longer entangled in them. Aligned with our dharmic life purpose, we receive the supportive and nourishing energy we need to thrive. As the old paradigm falls away, we're barely touched. In the darkness, we hold the light for the way forward. Judgment also speaks of a purging process, a time for outdated aspects to surface and release. On the other side, you will feel refreshed, renewed, with greater access to joy, trust, intuition, and courage. It's time to expand into the highest version of yourself, a fractal of the whole, a fragment of the big picture, perspective, jigsaw puzzle. This card indicates that you are at a significant crossroads, and oh, the one about the work one that I haven't published yet was all about that. It was lots of cards about decisions. It was more work based, but oh yeah, and like I've just said, I feel for a lot of feminines that resonate with this. It is your work. Um, Significant crossroads and remind you that choices made now will have a long-term effects. It suggests that you're coming to a close to an important stage in your soul's journey. There's an emphasis on combining intellect and intuition, your masculine and feminine, drawn on past experiences to consider both the logical way forward and the path synchronized with spirit's higher calling. Right. Wow. So we're going to put I'll put it back in for now. So what have we got for the masculine to go with that feminine energy? And also same goes, this is also the feminine's masculine side, your logic, your action, your decision making. What have we got for the masculine? I should have called it. I knew it was going to be about shadow work because I almost used a spread. Well, I think I am going to use it in this. It's about shadow work. What's that? Strength card. Right, wow. So we've got the devil and the strength card in reverse. But remember the sort of well it's the tarot, but it's got like more powerful meanings in these. But so the masculine to go with this feminine, all the group that resonate with this, they're putting the devil behind them. Now what the devil is, only you'll know. But and I'm going to actually use that deck to see the meanings because it just gives like more detailed meanings. I really like that. It's kind of basically it's quicker than looking up a book when I find them. But it's but typically it's just whatever sort of comes to me. But basically, yeah, you're putting it. So if you are, I'm going to speak to you as if you are the masculine. But remember, when I'm saying this, I'll break it down though. So basically, I'll break down the feminine first. If you're the feminine and this is about your masculine side, you're putting the devil behind you of overthinking, procrastination, delaying the action that you need to take for things to do your work, for things you need to do to progress you in any area of life. You're putting that devil behind you. Or this could be like you've got some sort of addiction, like I've shared very openly about whenever I notice an unhealthy addiction to here, to YouTube. And I don't mean recording the videos, I mean watching other videos. And my devil of that looks like waking up and like some of you, I bet, go straight to Instagram or fuckbook or all these stupid things that I just couldn't, I got overwhelmed with all of them. But basically, you're checking it like the morning paper. I do that with YouTube. I do that with YouTube, right? And it's like, but which is fine, but what I think's unhealthy about it is if I just put on a video, I'm making a cup of tea, I'll just put on a video. I'm just cutting about doing housework, I'll put on a video. Do you mean it's like just it's always on? And it depends if you look at like I've basically shifted it to I'd rather be listening to an audiobook like than you know what I mean than a tarot reading or like and it like I always stress for those of you it'll be more it's not healthy to be watching wondering about twin flames that much. And also it's fucking boring, especially after the amount of years I've been on this journey. So don't do it basically. So like I'm proud of myself that I don't do it as much. And if I fall into it, I'd have a detox, I'll have a few days off. And so again, I'm well aware that some of you won't have that problem, but some of us do. And I've just been very brutally honest about it. But I bet you if you don't have it with YouTube, you've got to be, I bet like I tell you what one, that one that's of the devil, the talk of the tick, that is the devil. I've been very clear about that. I dabbled in that right at the start before I even saw it was going to take off. And I said to all my friends at the time, that's going to be huge. And obviously it is. And I know some of you do well on that and you like it. And again, it's perhaps you're meant to be there to transmute the energy of it. But I'm so sensitive, I couldn't handle it. It made my skin crawl, made me feel ill, made literally had a physical reaction. I didn't like it. And again, yeah. So I don't think I know I keep seeing things about it being banned in America and stuff, but whatever, like you could feel about that, but you will all have different, our frequency, your frequency is unique to you, and you'll have different reactions to different platforms, because this platform can be toxic too, I'm well aware of that. But this is where I feel most comfortable. But it's where I'm meant to be, basically. So some of you will meant to be on there, it's whatever. But it's an addiction can be more extreme things, like it could be like alcohol, drugs. This came up sadly last night if you watched the mediumship live. So only you'll know what your devils are. This can also, of course, being stuck with a toxic karmic partner, or a karmic ex, or just anyone that's got an unhealthy hold over you, like a control over your life. Wow, that really connects to the Mediumship Monday that I filmed, just the video that I haven't published yet, because that's where I mentioned all these films where it has got these themes in it. So I will publish that at some point. Strength card and reverse, like these two cards together is screaming that. So that's how it goes for the feminine, but also the masculine. But for the masculine now, I feel for a vast majority of you, you're either purging trauma from past experiences with people, or you're still in these situations with people. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. For a lot of you, it can be like a family member or a toxic friendship group. The one I read about, the one I've done for the money and the career thing, it was definitely coming through about some of the male masculines in particular that are very creative, and you're meant to be on the main stage for something, but you could allow yourself to be held back. And I gave an example of things I've been guided to, or just when I've worked with people, or just things I've seen where it's like, good for that person for fucking doing something different. Like, what do you want to do? Be stuck with the crowd, being the gossipy fucks, or like kind of like, oh, judging other people for doing something different, or being the person that's doing something different, inspiring a load of people. Like, I know which one I'd rather be, and I know which one I chose. And but you do you, boo. But like I said, Pluto and Aquarius is about being unique and different. And don't follow the crowd. They're going the wrong way. I mean, I could give you many things like that cause a collective awakening, and that's shadowy stuff in the world, where everybody followed what everyone else was doing. And it was the wrong way, wasn't it? But we'll move on. So, strength card reverse, ego death. That's what it screams to me. Like, this is a lot of you masculines, whether you're male or female, going through a huge ego death. A dark night of the soul, you could still be in it. So, that thing about overly critical. So, see how this goes for both together, masculine, feminine. You could be in a place of confusion, lack of awareness, self-loathing is very strong, isn't it? You could be being very overly critical of yourself, in denial about the twin flame connection, or denial about you having a higher calling, or doubting like that you're good enough for X, Y, and Z, this connection, or but it's big stuff, but that's very, it just sounds like it sounds like the Dark Knight. So like I said, you could be out of that, and I hope a lot of you are, but if you're in it, give yourself time. So let's just see. Um and I just opened the book at New Earth Transition. Like, so it is, a lot of masculines are ready to come out of this, and then the tower. So that tells you all you need to know. And I've not done the shorts. Actually, will I just do it now? Maybe I'll put them on the shorts. That's what I'll do. I'll just quickly break down them on the shorts. Um, Shadow clearing, the catalyst, theme for integration. You can choose to free yourself from the limitations and restraints of the shadow. So this actually, to go even darker with this, right? Because I know that this will speak to some of you, female and male. This is for some of you that really could have went into the very dark part of the shadow, and be reflecting on things you're really not proud of, sitting in a lot of guilt and shame about the way you've treated yourself, or the way you've treated other people, or I mean, I can even think of how some of this stuff would make sense for interactions I've had with people, like even like in other sort of areas of my life where it's like, it's some basically what I'm describing here is someone that's not in a good place. Yeah, someone that is not in a good place themselves, going through an ego death or spiritual awakening. And I feel because the devil is about toxicity and stuff, we could be talking about this could be like people that are like abusing. I feel it is like people that are abusing drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? There's all these kind of things. Like this is things that I help people with, or it is things that I could recognize when I come up against that online or offline when something's not quite right. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a mental imbalance there. And again, everybody suffers from mental health. Like, everyone can be stressed out, but there's some things that's like a wee bit more than that. And that's what I'm talking about. I think it's like only you're going to know if that speaks to you. And what I would say is if you are in that much of a dark place, you need to get the help that you need. You need to go and get that help. And maybe it's about reassessing, like, oh shit, I know where they're getting me to say that. So if you watch the Mediumship Monday, the live, right? Unfortunately, like, basically I could, because it was spoken about in the thing, like when I Googled, because I was like, what is that again? That fentanyl or whatever, it said something about opioids. I realised it was reminding me because I think I did watch that on a film, something, it wasn't a film the other day, but it reminded me of the one that I channeled about last Christmas. So not the one we just had, the one a year ago. And it's called A Good Person. So it's a very, very hard hitting film. If you've ever had problems with drugs and alcohol yourself, or you've had anybody connected to you in your family or whatever has said it historically, it could be very triggering. There's loads of things that could be very triggering, so just trigger warning. But it's a brilliant film. It's beautiful. It is also very twin flamey. I should coin that because I've never. That's my word. Um, but it is very twin flamey in the sense of yeah, somebody has to purge from. Oh yeah, in that car, somebody has to purge from. Basically, she's in a car crash, right? So she's on strong pain meds. God, I think this is scary, similar to what was said last night. But she's on strong pain meds, and then they give her. It might even be that, but they give her some kind of opioid or whatever, and she gets like unhealthily addicted to it. So then it does become a drug addiction. But it was initially like to deal with the pain, and then basically it breaks down her engagement. But it's not just that; it's because of the car crash. It's tragic. It's a really sad film, actually. Um, Basically, it ruins her whole fucking life, and then it affects her people around her, and and then it's very there's a really sad scene when the person she was engaged to, which broke down, is going out with someone else. But you see, it's just like it's like the other film I described. You see a scene where he's actually still looking at videos and pictures of her, wanting to be with her. And when I'm saying her, she's the divine masculine in this example. Like what was fucking happening? Although no, that isn't. Because sometimes it's like the other way. But anyway, but it's a horrible scene because she's in a bad place, addicted to this drug. And but bear in mind, I'm saying drug, but this could be like alcohol for some people. Just take it how it resonates. Because this won't be for everyone, but it is difficult. It's again when we've got the strength card in reverse and the devil that's come out in reverse. Someone's basically the good news is I feel this is for people that are putting that behind them, but this is some quite deep stuff. Um, I think there's a question around here. Are those Well, I'm hearing the drugs don't work. Like, I think that it's complicated. I think this is when people have been prescribed things that aren't helping you. They're making you worse, and they're opening access to entities, demonic energies. It's like I say all the time, these things don't mesh well. I've said before about I've not caught that for years, but along the years, whether it be on here or other platforms, whenever I used to catch somebody that was shuffling cards and having a drink, I'm clicking right off. That's a big no-no. Like that shows absolutely no work ethic or discipline. Like you should not be mixing the two. I'm going very Capricorn right now, but you shouldn't be. That's really unethical for yourself, and it's very for other people because you're opening yourself up to all sorts. If you want to do that in your spare time, fine, but don't be doing that. It's dangerous. That's basically what I'm saying, right? Spirit world's very real with stuff like that. So I get really serious about it. Boundaries, Capricorn's boundaries. But But anyway, yeah, it's sad because it looks like, oh, so I think I'm picking up on overthink. See what I mean? So for the people that isn't about really heavy stuff here in your past or present, this could simply be the devil you're putting behind you is chronic overthinking. And it's not a coincidence. This is like what I'll very often help people with stuff like this in sessions, but this is like chronic overthinking to the point where it's ruining your life, like always thinking something bad is going to happen or someone's going to fuck you over. Um, and I hear you. When you're a twin flame, and definitely when you do what I do, you're. I just said that to the last person. So I'm usually no wrong. You know what I mean? Like there is somebody waiting to stick the fucking knife in. Why do you think I spend a lot of time alone? But in fact, I'm grateful for the people that I do trust. But it's kind of like yeah, I just feel there's a strong theme right now of like overthinking because put aside the fact that the whole point of that film was about the drug that she's addicted to. She actually gets like really obsessively kind of overthinking, worrying, stressing about the fact that he's dating this other girl, not realizing that us as the audience are seeing that he doesn't like he's just doing that to pass his time. Like he's still in love with her, waiting for her to get her shit together. So yeah, it's really sad. It is a great film, but very hard hitting, very sad, and it's got an amazing song that I've not sang for ages. So I can't shake you off, dear. Something that I've tried to do, but I can't shake you off, dear. Sit on trains and think of you. It's lovely. Go and listen to it yourself. I can't sing it, but it's fucking hell. I'll be singing that all week now. It's very catchy, but it's just basically getting across. It doesn't matter what I do, I can't stop thinking about you. So you can take the drugs and alcohol thing out of it. Someone just can't stop thinking about you, and I'll use the other cards to back up what's coming through. But um. You can choose to free yourself from the limitations, restraints of the shadow. But yeah, there's definitely something coming through. They're not letting me leave that alone. Be very mindful of that. If you're in a dark place and you've been in a dark place for a long time and you've been prescribed some sort of antidepressants or any of these kind of drugs that they say are meant to help with ADHD and everything else, like I'm not so sure about it. In fact, I'm very sure about it that it doesn't work because I've had loads of people listen to my free stuff, I might add, that have trusted when it was right for and they've had amazing results and they clash basically is what I'm saying. The you don't get the benefit a lot of this. It's but again that's it personal responsibility. That's what I always say. It's like, and also I just have because this is coming up, I don't work with people. It's difficult because people can lie about it, can't they? But going forward, if ever, and it's only really if I was going to be doing like the long, deep, like if I was doing hypnotherapy, put it this way, I don't, there'll be some people watching this, you'll know that's about you, but basically I don't do hypnotherapy with people, or take you in a deep hypnotic trance if I know that you're on some kind of drugs, basically. And I'm talking about even prescribed from the doctor because it's not wise. Um, but um but yeah, if you did want to do something like that, I'm going to have either I'll be going through some questions with you to make sure that you're in the right place for that, or like I said, I'll have someone that's helping me do the screening with you to make sure that you know what I mean. So, but I'm just sort of saying for even people that lurk and watch and stuff, like if you've been stuck on things like this for years and you're not seeing any progress, why do you think that is? It's not your fault. It's a lot of this. It's like they're wanting to keep you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you might think it's helping you, but I'm just posing you, is it? Like really sort of question, is it? So but for some people it is. It really just depends. I'm just trying to think of an example like, maybe something traumatic. Like in that film it is a car crash and there's several people in the family dying, it's traumatic. So she needed this is an example, but she needed to be on some would say she needed to be on those whatever they gave her for the initial shock. But then I would say if that was real life, you'd want to be coming off of that because look what it then led to, her then being addicted to that drug, which in real life, because we've sadly seen something like that's what I brought through last night, that lovely guy, I don't know, I'll start crying again, but like that lovely guy has sadly, died from yeah, like he didn't mean it. You know what I mean? And that's tragic. Like it's drugs. Again, surely I don't need to tell you drugs aren't good for you anyway, guys. You know, you do you. But it's what's sad about that is it sounds like I can't remember. Yeah, because when I was watching the replay, because by the way, can I just say that there were some things that were being said. I didn't see all the comments. It's so annoying when that happens. So like, because I didn't see when Heather was saying bye. I thought she was still there. I was still talking to her. So yeah, sometimes that happens where I don't see the comments. But you know what I'm saying? It's tragic. So for fuck's sake, it's quite heavy, isn't it? Oh yeah, that was what I wanted to say too. So wait a minute, live stream, Divine Feminine Rationals. I've said that. Ah, that was it. Bipolar, especially, can be negative attachments or implants and can be helped with energy clearing and soul retrieval. So that's true. Again, and this is stuff I'm better talking about this with you in private. But if you or anyone you know has been diagnosed with something like that, um, if you resonate with me or shamans that know what they're talking about, basically, it is wise to kind of at least be open-minded to getting support with that because a lot of the time people can be diagnosed with like personality disorders or bipolar or things like this, and actually you've got a very dark attachment, and you might find that if you had some proper and I mean like big time energy clearing. I'm not talking about watching one of the free things, although they can do that too. Like come and get like a deliverance, basically. Um, you might actually find you've got none of these symptoms that you had before. I can't say that for everyone. For some people, it might be different, but I'm just sort of putting that out there because it came up. Um, a bit like how I've said about some people get wrongly diagnosed with ADHD. Sometimes people get wrongly diagnosed with ADHD and they've actually got things that are way more serious than that. Sometimes people have ADHD and childhood trauma. Sometimes some people just have childhood trauma and they've been diagnosed with these things. So you just, it's a fucking minefield. Um, but even if you do actually have one of the things I'm mentioning and you feel that it fits, like some of the labels that I've got, like it's like I absolutely there's no fucking doubt in my mind that I have these things because I do struggle with different areas of life. But I don't go into victim mode about it. I don't blame everybody else. Like I've got things in place to help me. I rest when I need to rest. I walk every day when I'm at my best. Obviously, I'm a bit rusty to get back to that. But see when I'm walking by the sea or like take time off when I'm feeling guided to rest and it's like yeah everything is ticking over a lot better and it's things are manageable but if you fall into the sinking despair about it or you're too reliant on the drugs you get from the doctor like I can't cope with this or whatever, or you're just blaming everything on like oh I've just had this emotional angry outburst at a stranger or somebody I know because I've got this or I've got that. You can't keep blaming it on something like that because there's people out there, myself being one of them, and lots of other people that I work with, that we've got that and actually loads more things than that, and we don't treat people like that, you know? Nobody's perfect. So it's, you know what I'm saying? But again, if you have done something like this, because I know that a lot of people watching you will have, forgive yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too overly critical. But take on board what's coming through because this is coming through like again I feel like I need to apologize and I say this but they're telling me no this is coming through this is the wrath of God if you know the tarot that is what judgment day is right it said collective awakening look how serious I'm going Capricorn's serious it's karma it's tough love it's the strict teacher at school that you fucking can't stand but actually at the end of it you're like oh actually yeah it's like what I said earlier in the work one I mentioned that I had this woman that when I started there, people were like, "Oh fucking hell, she's going to really give you, you know what I mean? Like, good luck with that." And actually, I knew what they meant. She was strict, but she taught me everything I know about like making a baby's bottle, how to get a baby to sleep, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It was like it was really grateful because it served me for all the other nurseries I worked in, and actually that stuff came natural to me. But I'm just basically saying that was really helpful. And basically, so what I'm saying is she could be a bit of a pain in the arse, like a bit strict at the start, but actually, yeah, you taught me a lot, and that's a good teacher. But it's quite strict, like the teachers are kind of don't really give a fuck, and you got to skive in that. Like you might think that's a good teacher, but actually, is it? Like it's kind of like that film Bad Teachers. She's like smoking the weed and drinking and letting them watch the telly. Like that is fun when you're a kid, but it's actually but that's not a good topic to get into because I think schools are really shite anyway. But moving on, psychic school maybe that would have been more helpful. But that's what I'm in the business of teaching people. But actual school not so much. Um, I said about the comments, Connor, if you want to get your message, I'll put a wee time thingy in the community tab for when I done yours, because I don't think you were there. And right, what have I wrote here? There's some placements of your Venus that'll be able to predict. Oh yeah, yeah. So there was something I said in the live stream last night where um like typically speaking, if you meet somebody in a very lusty way and then you try to create a relationship out of that, I think we can think of loads of things where it doesn't work out. And I think that's where lots of people get confused on the twin flame journey or just any kind of love relationship, romantic relationship. But through astrology, some of you, like personally, I've said this before, but I know from my chart, from where my Venus is, it predicts that the person I'm meant to be with doesn't mean I'm with them because I'm not with someone right now, but the person I'm meant to be with, that I would meet them like in a club, like socially out, having fun. And that is where I met the love of my life. And you know what I mean? So, don't judge it. Like, you know what I mean? Some of you will meet serendipitously like that, and then you would just need to move it backwards. If you started and it was all about the the lost, then you need to go back and complete the other steps, if you both choose to do it. But it's important that you don't think like, oh yeah, that's a karmic relationship. If I met them and it was all about the passion and we didn't get to know the other parts of our life, not necessarily. It might actually be mapped out in your chart. You were meant to meet someone like that and then work out that it is who you're meant to be with. So, but equally, most of the time, it's like that film I mentioned. Like, just watch that film and you'll get what I mean. The minute he meets her, he's known her for 5 minutes and he says he wants to have sex, and then he ends up being the biggest nightmare of her life. So, right. So, let's read this. Fucking deep messages though, but this is Capricorn. You may, and also bear in mind, shit, that's why it's so intense. The Pluto in Aquarius is in my third house, right? Oh, wait a minute, let me work this out in my head. Pluto in Aquarius is in my first house, right? Pluto is the great destroyer and it breaks down things that aren't working for a better way, is really how I'd put it. My Pluto's in Scorpio, brutal. That's how I help people with their hidden pain, like drug addictions and sex and blah blah blah. Basically taboo things. Um, and hidden desires, like, help you move towards your desires. And that's what hypnotherapy is about too. If your fear is greater than your desire, you're always going to let your fear win. You've got to get the desire stronger than the fear, and then you're winning. Because the fear's always going to be there. You've just got to beat the devil. Yeah, use your strength to beat the devil. I love that. Um, but some of my third house is in Capricorn. So basically, some of my third house is in Capricorn, and I'm talking you to from some bits with that. But some of it is in Aquarius and the Pluto's there. That's how I'm working out in my head. See, like I said, I do astrology my own way, so that's how I'm working out. You may be feeling a sense of stuck and unfulfilled. So I feel this is for the masculine. Perhaps in the feminine to masculine side, perhaps you think you lack the willpower to overcome your unhealthy impulses and break their hold. This card relates to short-term pleasures that may make you feel better in the moment, like lusty connections or whatever your addiction is, you know what I mean, but are detrimental in the long run, whether to your physical, mental health, or even to others. Again, that could be the short-term pleasure is the high that you're getting off of some kind of drug. Like I'm saying, it's not just recreationally. That could be. Well, that was good that I said that word. Yeah, that could be something you're like, oh, I got it from the doctor. They're the biggest drug dealers going. Sorry, it's true. Um, um, this addictive imbalance can also relate to codependence or sexuality in its energetically denser forms. That's a posh way of saying what I've already said. The key is to find a way to take your power back simply by acknowledging that it's your shadow aspect causing this disharmony. Yeah, it's I spoke about this recently with someone. It's you're determined to self-sabotage. So when you do come up against a good thing in any area of your life, especially if it's like a relationship, you're going to self-sabotage unless you take personal responsibility to get into your subconscious mind to stop the party that's doing that. It is that easy. I'm telling you. It's just some people don't let themselves be vulnerable enough to go to a healer to get that help. But I'm really grateful and humble to the people that have come to me to get that help. Or anybody, just fucking go to somebody you trust to get it. The key is to find a way to take your power back simply by acknowledging that it's your shadow aspect causing this disharmony. Only you can set the intention to change your relationship to pleasure. That's why I say, like, don't try to think on it, whether it's a karmic lover, friend, family member, work person, because again, like um, yeah, that's why I'm basically saying, like, I'm talking about things that have happened long enough ago, years ago in some cases. Um, where I've identified I can't work with this person because I can feel how jealous they are of me. That's an issue, you know. But I actually have worked with people where I have actually felt how jealous or envious they are of me. And I have worked, I've put it aside and I've helped them. But it's interesting, it's always the people later down the line that's like that try to be a bit of a wido, is what we'd say in this country. But you know what I mean? It's like, and that's where it's like, you know, and they never, you know, these people never come back because they kind of probably know it's like, oh, I start, you know, basically I'm not competitive. Like I don't, I'm in my own lane doing what I'm doing, helping the people that are drawn to me. You do you. Like I say all the time, you do you, boo, right? When people get competitive like that, I'm like, get the fuck, man. It's just draining. Like, that's not about New Earth. Just you do you. Um, you don't have to deprive yourself of enjoyment. Instead, find more nourishing forms to fulfill your needs. Once you lift your vibration and reduce the space in your life for these limiting desires, they will start to lose their grip on you. And from there, you can make a shift. That can be talking about if you've got a codependent family, codependent friends, codependent love relationship, like in the sense of this could be you just don't want to be alone. You know, what was the film I was watching? Oh yeah, that was really powerful actually. If you've ever seen the film Girls' Night, it's really funny. It's easy watching, but there's loads of things that like there's loads of things in that because it's based around a couple that are meant to be like this dream couple, and you know they're meant to be like coaches together, but actually behind the scenes, he's like sleeping with some like you know kind of whatever Instagram model or something, and it's like I mean there's loads of drama in that because then like she ends up pregnant or something. By the way, this could actually be somebody's story, but it's like um but the one that so basically they don't love each other. This is a karmic relationship trying to keep up the facade. Like they're trying to keep up a facade that they're happy when they're not. They're both miserable. And she's wrote a book and trying to make out that there's a perfect couple. It's keeping up appearances. It's like fucking fuck book stuff, isn't it? Or Insta scam. Um, but like how real is this? You know, it's like they say all the time, like the happiest couples are probably the ones that don't post photos at all. You know what I mean? But or like every now and again, but I'd say people that don't post at all. But it's kind of like why do you feel the need to display your happy relationship to everyone? It's kind of like you're trying to prove it too much. Um, but yeah, what else happens in that? Oh yeah, that's what it is. She meets up with her friends that she had like a friendship group from when she was younger. I'm just going to channel this film because it's going to have something to do with it. And then so something comes out about like him with this girl, and then they show her like she doesn't know, and she's like, oh, yeah, no, we're in counselling, and you know we're working through it, and and they're like, all right, okay, like and um. But yeah, it ends up being that like, you know, really like so the woman's in denial like the whole film and she even actually bumps into somebody that there's a real connection with and tries to kiss him. This is really fucked up, isn't it? But all this stuff happens in life too. But and then it's like she bit by towards the end of the film she can't like oh yeah that card says denial. She can't keep up with the facade anymore. She's like this isn't real. Like my husband's cheating with an Insta scam model. Like she's up the duff. Like it's kind of like this is I want a divorce. I don't want to be in this anymore. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like that's the truth. Like actually I like him. I like him from my past. And yeah, I can't remember why I mentioned that film, but it's going to be relevant here. But only you can make the changes if you're wanting. Like some people can live their life like that, but rather you than me if that's you. Please don't live your life like that. Have genuine happiness. Um, the sharper implement for times like this is a powerful clearing tool. You're looking at her. Come and get my help. When trying to cut through the density and find your way to your preferred vibration, it is important to have easily accessible ways of clearing your energy. Oh fuck, I'm not reading all of this. This is fucking very long. Yeah, so anyway, that's fucking heavy shit. So what do the masculines want? How long have I been on here? Yeah, because I kind of want to be off by it. What do the masculines want to add to that? My God, that was some message. Um, the silence is killing me. That came out yesterday. Trust me. So I feel that's picking up on the vibe of what I've said. Either you're the masculine that is still healing from whatever I've said that makes sense, or you're in it, like, you're in it and coming out of denial about something that's not right. Uh, I don't feel good enough for you. Like, that's what I mean. Healing feelings of unworthiness, which I say all the time in my own personal dark night of soul. That was the biggest thing that was screaming at me, was the feelings of unworthiness. Because that is what you go through in the dark night of soul, but specific to the twin flame journey, you go through that as well. Like, why is this person choosing every fucker else over me? Like, when I feel there's a connection, you're like, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? And it's so the feminine goes through it too, but it pushes you to heal yourself, whether you're female or male, to the point where um you'll be healed enough that, like I said, I like to keep it more real than what I feel a lot of other people do. But anyway, stick it to I'm in inner union, but I still always want to be with him. Like, I don't want to be with anyone else, so I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm as happy as I can be. Some days I'm not feeling so happy, but most days I just get on with it, you know what I mean? But not in a denial kind of way. So there is a difference, you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes the guy matesy things where I'm like, somebody's saying something, but I'm not really believing what they're saying. But then it's kind of complicated because maybe the person believes what they're saying. Because I've went through that stage of the twin flame journey where I was saying all the right things, but it wasn't actually, I thought it was true, but it wasn't entirely true. And I spoke about this before, but they're making me talk about it again because it's to do with the devil card. I still had codependency of I was waiting to be happy until something happened. That's wrong. You know what I mean? You've got to find something to make you happy. Anything. Just cling on to what makes you happy in your life and treat yourself like a queen or a king. Buy yourself flowers. I just said that to mum the other day. I actually used to make sure that I had roses or some kind of flowers in my kitchen all the time. Um, or I had friends now and again that bring me flowers, stuff like that. But like I used to basically, I didn't depend on something. You know what I mean? I bought myself flowers. I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should I always forget those words. Should do when I had the chance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. Although it hurts, I'll be the first to say I was wrong. Oh, I know it's probably much too late to try and apologize for my mistakes. I just want you to know that I should have. Okay, I'll stop now. This is obviously I'm channeling where someone's at. I see myself having kids with you. That fucking came up last night too. So someone's having a dramatic shift. And don't get excited. This might not be your person. I've cried over you. See, I knew it was going to come out again. I nearly said it, but again, this came out in one of the other ones I've done, and it's come out again. It came up last night, and it came up different deck. So this person's gutted, basically, really upset. Chose the wrong route in life, whether that's the wrong person, because a lot of divine masculines did do that. They had a choice point. They chose the karmic over the real deal. And some of them knew they were actually doing that. That's the worst of it. But again, a lot of it comes down to not feeling good enough. So forgive yourself if you've done that to yourself. You're self-sabotaging. Course correct. I've been learning a lot about spirituality. That's Sunday waking up, learning about twin flames. My fears keep stopping me. That's the bit I said about do something about it then. Like I've literally just had a session with someone where I'm reprogramming their subconscious because that's what I do in every session. Um, I've cried over you, it came out again, shuffled all of them, it came out. I'm so scared of change. But also what I said when I was helping Nathan last night, talk about it. Talk about it with your person. If you are still at a point where you're terrified to say the wrong thing to your twin flame because you think that'll just end it all, you're not healed enough, whether you're a feminine or a masculine. Mission. But some of you are ready for the mission, because that always reminds me of the twin flame mission. That makes me cringe, but it is a mission, guys. It's a fucking mission. It is climbing a mountain, which is Capricorn season. Together, we are unstoppable force. We have a purpose together, and I'm determined to live it out with you. We are just perfect together. We can overcome any obstacles if we work as a team. Oh my God. Sorry, my nose is really itchy, so some days loved ones and spirit are coming in very strong. That's exactly what I just said, because it is God and the guy speaking through me, and it's the higher selves and the masculines that I'm picking up on just now as well. this person wants to work as a team. Whereas before, I think they were seeing you as they were trying to compete, they were trying to trigger you. They were coming from, like I said, the dark place of the shadow. And like I said, this is so complex because I'm speaking from a divine feminine that helps other twin flames. I've had that weird as fuck dynamic with some people that I've helped on this path that go into that, and it's meant because bear in mind, I help people in divine masculine energy. So it's kind of like majority of the time, very rarely am I helping the feminine. I'd love to be helping more feminines, but it's like that's people's own devils getting a hold of them. Like, you know what I mean? I just had a conversation with that about with someone, you know what I mean? That I'm really proud to be somebody that if you've had all, people around you, family, friends, lovers, whatever, like people that just fuck you over all the time, I'm proud that, like, if I can be somebody that even if we don't keep in touch, like all palsy walsy, keeping in touch all the time, because I'm the way my path is, it's not really meant to be like that. Don't ask me why, but I've just had to make peace with it. You know what I mean? It's like it is because it's like I'm meant to get you to a certain point in your life, and then otherwise I've recognized people become too dependent on me, and it's quite heartbreaking actually because I can become very fond of people, but just know that if we have been close at some point and we're not now. I still, pray for you and want you to do well, and yeah, it really depends who you are. Again, when I say that, it's like it depends who I'm talking to here, but it's like it's just yeah, it's just holistically, it does typically happen. So if you're somebody that's been on my radar a long time and you seem to be staying there and you don't foresee that changing, we must be very close soul family, you know, for that. And hello, Charlotte, good timing. Hey, you're back again, caught up with the one earlier, just about to wash up and make food. Well, enjoy it. I'm going to go and do that too, actually. I'm going to have a bath and make my tea. I think again, see what I mean? And it's funny that the devil card, I really want a chippy. I think that's okay. When I'm talking about people fucking being hooked on drugs and alcohol, I think that's all right if I want a chippy. But I don't know if I want to start 2025 ordering a chippy. I'm not- I don't know if I want to start making meatballs at this time of night either, though. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get the chippy. I'm exhausted. I done a five. That was 5 hours. I didn't realise it was five. I thought it was 4 hours. Anyway, what else do these Mashlins want to say? And I'll bring this to a close. But the point of me saying that is not always what's happening with you, and because I know with some of you it's not like that, but I'm just giving it with some of you, it's you and your own twin flame. There's kind of weird bullshit or just weird bullshit, let's call it that. Um, And then somebody wakes up from that and what that was all about, and that's the most important thing, and it's about forgiveness. But it always someone's like that. Nobody's like that for no reason, right? It's like how I don't guard my heart for no reason. Like I do get a lot of people that fuck me over in every area of life, so it's wise to be guarded. But I still keep my heart open. That's a true divine feminine. Um, but yeah, work wise, because I work with a lot of divine masculines, it can happen, and that's people that are not getting a handle on their own demons and their own shadow and get something weird in their head. Insecure, right? Thank you for saying what I was basically saying. Yeah, look, and it's people that get threatened by the person that's actually helping them. It's weird. It's like, you know what I mean? But it's not, it's just a weird thing that happens, but it does happen. So they're getting me to mention it. Insecure. I feel insecure about you. You see, so that's meant to be like love wise, but you can see how that can be in other forms as well. That it's like what I said in the work one. I'll publish it after this. That that's something I've come up against a lot. Where think about it. Something because this channel's growing, and at some point it's going to fly. I don't know when it is. I've saw it clairvoyantly, and like I said, I've had people say it to me over the years, and even more recently. But it's like you could just find this and not know all the different strings to my boa. And I do a lot of things, and I can help people with every area of the twin flame journey. Like, you know what I mean? And so somebody could really like you could be meant to be doing something similar to me, but you're judging yourself like you can't judge your day one or your day 20 on somebody that's been doing it for 10 years. That's fucking mental. Like, but just start where you are and go to somebody that but yeah, like I said, you've got to be, I said this in the work one, it's coming through again. You've got to pick wisely because there are people that are in certain fields that aren't trustworthy and shit like that. So but that's why I share so much, so more honestly than most about lurk me. Some people lurk me for years before they book a session, but then they've lurked me for enough years to be satisfied that I'm the right person to work with. And that's fine. I get it. I play the long game. I've got Saturn and Scorpio. So if you needed to watch me for fucking 10 years to know that you can trust me, fine. Whatever. You know? It's the same with the twin flame journey too. Like, do you know what I mean? Like um, I feel insecure about you. You treat me better than I've ever been treated, and you know that this is where the wording's all fucked up. I know that you can give me everything, and I feel give you everything in the sense of give you everything tonight. I'm feeling Neo now, but it's like that you're going to give this person the love that they've craved that they've never had before. But that terrifies them too. I really do want that, but I'm still struggling with my fears. I feel like I'm not good enough for you. Shit, we just had that another card, so that's strong. It's my own insecurity holds me back. But like I've just said, that can come about work-wise too, so look out for that. Yeah, this person wants to be their best self. I want to be my best self for you. I'm working really hard to level up for you, meet you as your equal, your mirror. I know we will always grow together, but I want to be proud of you for who I am today. So take the bits and bobs that resonate for you and leave the rest kind of thing. Let me read what Charlotte's saying. PS, from the last video, yes to meeting up. All right, did you just catch that one? We may even come to Scotland. Watched Loch Ness with the kids, and one is intrigued. So we'll start researching what we could do in Scotland. And oh yes, that would be lovely. Right, so what have we got here? Yeah, because I was saying to my cousin the last time I spoke to her, actually, I'll leave it for her, that I wanted to go at some point. So you will see a wow synchronicity about us today. Expect it. The point is, my cousin lives in England, but I think I've said that to you, Charlotte. Oh, quite a few fell out. Kissing you every day will feel like a dream come true. Cringe, but I wrote it. I wonder why me and my twin flame used to have a fight over who was the better kisser. Clearly it's me, but I wonder you. He's a good kisser. I wonder why you want to spend time with anyone other than me. Oh, I already said that. You're the first person I think of when I wake up and the last person before I sleep. It hurts when you ghost me. It feels like I'm nobody special when I know it's not true. Whoa, see how the mirror in there? Somebody's feeling insecure. This is the feminine's message. So if you're not feeling like that now about yourself, you were at one point. And like I said, I do remember in my past when I felt like that. Now the way that I feel is sitting in last night's jammies. I did put a bra on though, and my dressing gown with no makeup is. Even if somebody is the other half of my soul, if they're going to choose anybody over me, well, they don't deserve me then, do they? Because they're not picking me, they're picking somebody else. They don't deserve me right now anyway. But when the person matches your level, as in they're like, actually, I'm good enough for them and they're good enough for me, and I'm going to push away whatever the fuck has made me feel like that's not the case and go and sort this shit out. That's when whoever's meant to be with me will be good enough for me. And oh Christ, our spirit babies talk to me. I wonder if you see their signs too. I wonder if they're bringing in. Oh, I'm not really what. So right, what I mean by that, right, is there's something that happens with twin flames, some twin flames, where it's because you've been connected on all these life. I mean, that can actually be literal, like children of the new earth that are meant to come in through twin flames. But it does happen, but it's quite rare. But um, a lot of the time you can have spirit babies that are on the energetic realms that can feel very real that talk to you. Like I said, I've actually had children in spirit that have been mine in some sort of lifetime that have spoke to me like long before I even. I think it was long before I even realised he was my twin flame. But like the thing is you'll just know what I mean. That's a loaded topic, but yeah, when the masculine wakes up as well. So say you have had children in past lives. These ancestors can be guiding you and talking to you, but that might not necessarily be a child that's meant to come in this incarnation. It's really complicated, but I think that's what that's talking about too, unless it's other stuff. It hurts when you go, oh my God, and there's another one. It hurts when you ghost me. It makes me feel like I'm nobody special when I know that's not true. Fucking hell, that's that's similar. I wonder why you want to spend time with anyone other than me. You know what I mean? But we don't wonder, we know why. They're not ready for the real deal. I miss you so much, my heart hurts. Oh dear. Feminines. Right. I don't think there's much more to add to this, guys. I think they just wanted to prove the point that whatever fears and doubts and worries one has, the other has it too. Either at the exact same point, maybe not as intentionally, but sometimes it is. It really just depends. Actually, I'm going to use Nathan an example because he already shares his shit in public. They're a good example of, and Nathan and his twin flame know that it's great that they're reconnecting and they're in reunion, but they're having to actively both get that support to be, to stay, to keep that connection. Otherwise, something will go wrong because they'll both self-sabotage. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? It feels like they're kind of working through a similar amount of stuff together. Maybe Nathan a wee bit more, to be fair, Margaret, because he has been on my radar. I think Nathan's followed me for like 7 years and then he started speaking on the live like 3 years ago and stuff. So, you know what I mean? It really just depends. But Nathan's very honest like me. He admits, like me, I'm not perfect. I've got my own stuff. Just because I don't sit and fucking tell YouTube, it doesn't mean that I've got stuff that I work through. You know what I mean? I tell people quite a lot though, but I don't tell you it all. So keep that in mind. The people that are out here helping people and teaching people. It's like what I said quite passionately, but they're bringing me through again, and I know why they're saying it. You know, deal with your own shit. If you've got your own shit going on, like don't project. Yeah, it's about projections because that's the devil card. Don't project your own pain and the stuff that's happened to you at people that are here to help people because that's extremely irresponsible because you don't know how much of, and that did happen to me not too long ago. We'll not dwell on it. And again, I forgive, but but I've also got very strong boundaries. So if somebody is completely out of line to the point where, yeah, I would never work with that person again. Like there's just, and it takes a lot. So you know how bad that must mean. Yeah, just be very mindful that that's very irresponsible. And not only are you causing a lot of distress and harm to, which is exactly what that was meant to do, like to, it was a distraction. And I had many people check on it right when it happened, and they all said the same thing, like you were really smart to get away from that as soon as you did. Um, so I'm just sort of saying that, think twice before you do things to that, to somebody that's here to help a lot of people, because God is not going to take kindly like that. Again, I said nothing but forgiveness to people, but that's where I talk about all the time. You can forgive people, but then you have to put boundaries up in whatever area of life. So anyway, Capricorn's boundaries, so I'll leave it there. And it shouldn't be a problem anyway, because whenever I've had issues with people like that in the past, um, you know, they usually end it on some sour note like, I'm never going to watch you again anyway. And it's the sad thing is, it's these are the people that watch you obsessively. It's but again, I sincerely hope not, because I just think when it's if somebody's got that much jealousy and envy, no, it wouldn't be wise to. You're just going to make yourself more ill, like because it is an illness. It's like it's like a harsh meme I've sometimes seen, but when it's like, jealous is an illness and I hope you get better soon. It's true. But I mean it like in a nice way, like to to be in such a dark place where you project all your stuff at people that are trying to help you, it's not the right way to go about it. But anyway, I know lots of you aren't doing that. And again, if you have done that, if anyone's actually done that to me, or because there's more than one person who's done it before, but it was more recent. Um, yeah, just learn from it, respect people's boundaries, and move on and try to do better in life. You do not have to go it alone, reach out for support at that time. And I said that earlier. They're just backing me up with why, because I'm like, why the fuck am I saying that? But it's important for me to just say that because otherwise I do see it as a form of bullying, and I will not be bullied by people that need more support than they're willing to let on. And yeah, and that, like I said, in that circumstance, it was absolute jealousy and envy, and I knew it right from the start. I was just trying to push it aside to help the person, but once it got to a point where this is like completely abusive, I had to put a stop to it. So I don't really want to end it on that sour note, but oh, did you see what just happened there? get the sage. See what I mean? They're just showing you I'm no fucking, no fucking, making this shit up. It's real. But that's spiritual warfare. The devil will work through anyone. And in that sad case, it was, but it's that again, that's an archetype. And it's interesting, the archetypes of women that I've had that have been like that before, it's always women that are a lot older that are envious, um, that they've not had the courage to do the same. But it's not too late. You could do it, but just go out there and don't harm people's mental, spiritual, emotional, physical health. You know what I mean? If you're a healer, you can't treat people like that. That's what, and that's, I'm being transferred. This is anonymous, but I mean, it's anonymous to a certain extent. I mean, it's kind of like, it's anonymous. We'll just leave it as anonymous. There's a few people that have done this, but what I'm saying is it's like you can't be a healer and treating people like that. Um, your loved ones are safe. Let go of your fear and worry for your loved ones. Um, I am looking after them. This is a blessing in disguise, right? So yeah, like I'm saying, I think I'll trust that they got me to talk about that because that was an unpleasant experience, and unfortunately, it did remind me of something that has happened a few years ago. Exact same thing happened. Ironically, that the women that done it for exact same star sign. You can't make this shit up. It was very controlling energies that had taken a hold. And like I said, the devil just got the better of people, and just I forgive anyone that's ever done this recently or years ago, but I certainly wouldn't want to have anything to do with any of these people. Um, be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. But I also know that I think they're making me talk about that. Look, it's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experience to bring balance in your life. That's what I had to do when that horrible experience happened to me. I had to look after myself, do nice things. I had to do soul heal myself, clear my energy, and tighten up my boundaries, which is why you saw I've done like actually thank you. It was a blessing in disguise because I turned off my comments and I've never wanted to turn them back on. And it's not because they like worrying about it like that. It's just I realised I was giving too much of my energy. It was energy vampires. Energy vampires. Um and I'd prefer to just do it the way that I'm doing it. So it was a blessing in disguise. It depends which way you look at it, but it certainly wasn't very nice. But it was also giving me a message about, I knew it was about the abuse that masculines were getting. So although it happened to me in that context, I knew they were telling me about some of the toxic karmic energies around the masculines. Either it might be in work too, or love, or family, or friends that could, bully them like that, or gaslight them, or it's the kind of people that will butter you up and tell you how amazing you are, but then in the switch of a minute, which like I said, that can be certain personality disorders and stuff too. So you've got to watch when and that, it's but like I said, that could be when someone's got an entity too. So you'll know for your situation, or maybe you don't know or you suspect. But it's a switch up like that where someone goes from being so love bombing and you're this and you're that and you're so amazing and you've helped me so much and it kind of I'm just calling out. It's really pretty stupid if somebody does all of that in public and then changes their tune and starts being horrible to you. And it's questionable when it's behind the scenes too and tries to do it through email, and which is what happened to me. Happened to me in the past before it happened on a messenger once. It's happened again. I've had loads of horrible experiences like this. I've got Pluto in the 12th house. These fucking situations are common with Pluto in the 12th. But the point is, I could have let all that stop me and I didn't. I took time to heal from it. And I've come back stronger and I'll keep coming back stronger and my boundaries will get tighter. And I hope that that was the last time I ever experienced some jealous person like that. But the chances are, but that's how I can help people like that. So don't let anybody like that stop you from doing what you're here to do. And I don't want to give people like that any more time. I'm annoyed that it's come through, actually, to be honest, but I'm trusting the guides. Change is coming. I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities, yeah. And that's what was said to me. Basically, it was like people could sense that a lot of good stuff was coming for me and they wanted to put a spanner in the works, which is a shame, but like I said, that people do it. Embrace this magical moment. You're in the perfect energetic space for manifesting miracles. Allow your wishes to be filled. To be filled? Allow your wishes to be fulfilled is what the card says. But just bear in mind, somebody's trying to make you think it's not going to happen for you. or trying to break down your spirit. But if you're anything like me, they didn't get anywhere fucking near it. So, and I don't like saying that because that can trigger people. But this is what I'm saying. I suppose I'm just curious about, is it true when people have said, "Oh, I'm not going to watch anything you do ever again"? I don't know. Proud of you for the actions you took and for the leadership you demonstrate time and time again. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. Because I really respect that. Like, thank you. Basically, thank you. And I'll probably get off this before I start crying because it's there's a lot of you, yourself included, that the support that you show me back and the way that you know are there for me when things like that happen. I really can't express to you how grateful I am for that because I'm actually very private and this is just a smidge of the shit that can happen to me from doing this. So if you think this is easy, think again. But I don't want to be one of the people that makes me saying that put you off. I'm just giving you a reality check here. It's like, there's somebody that I love tuning into that I really respect that I mean, I've said this before too, but it's just they just flashed it up that it's lonely at the top. I'm not even at the top. That's what's worrying. But the thing is, I think you've said things like that to me before, and other people have. Like, should I be flattered that some people are so jealous that they do see me as being at the top? You know what I mean? I don't know, but all I'm saying is it's not very nice. Um, it's just not very nice, is it? It's like when you're at school dealing with bullies. So, and I fucking can't stand bullies. If you know your astrology, anybody that sees where, again, my Eros conjuncts my Venus and Aries, I can't stand leaving people out. Like, I'm very strong on that. That's why things about bullies, thank you. That's why things about bullies and that comes out. I can't, like, you can't be friends with anyone. It's not genuine or real, right? Because a lot of people are fake as fuck, not everyone, but I don't trust that either. But like yeah, like I don't like when things like that are done. Like I just can't stand things like that. Like I'm just wary of that. I don't like things that like that's a big red flag. It doesn't need to be, see what I mean? I'm giving you an example of it doesn't need to be about love. People that blow smoke up your arse and think you're the next thing since sliced bread. But maybe like overly OTT with it, whether it's in public, but sometimes it be public for email. It's like it's just OTT. That's a big red flag. And then if it then once they feel like they're in there, they start trying to say things to like yeah, like say things to get into your head and all that. But like I said, like anyone that's trying to do it, they're messing the wrong person. I don't think people realise how strong my mind is. And it's probably like I said, unfortunately, people that don't have a very strong mind. Um, but anyway, I think they're giving you an insight into how strong my healed shadow is actually. But that's what I've given an example of as projection. People that are deeply insecure in any area of life will do everything they can to knock you down a peg or two. And don't let them. You're not being big-headed, you're not being boastful, you're not being up yourself. You've worked hard to get that confidence to do what you're doing, to help a lot of people. And bear in mind, people like me and a lot of people that tune into me, it's times we can do this and we can be making fuck all money. And you know what I mean? And it's not about the money for me. But that's where I find it even more insulting because one of the things that I had not too long ago, the person had barely even invested anything in me. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what? Even if they had, though, like, what things, like, what makes you think you've got the right to speak to me like that? Like, I don't fucking think so. Like, you know what I mean? So. I keep trying to end on a light note and they're not letting me, Charlotte. Had it all my life. I never understand why people can't reciprocate the energy I give them. Yeah, and again, I'm very, very protective of you because you're a Pisces with a Libra moon. Anyone fucking hurts my Charlotte, you're going to find out about it. But Charlotte could look after herself too, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, me and Charlotte got Mars and Scorpio. Do not fuck with us. Again, know your astrology. Please, can we get a lighter note? It's quite funny though, isn't it? Um, Again, if I get serious spiritual warfare and witchcraft being done on me tonight, I think we know that people that have tried to break down my spirit are still tuning in. So, but Again, I'm not going to do another one like this because, like I said, I don't want to give people that's energy vampires. People like that love attention. That's what it was all about. Like somebody that's like jealous that you're getting attention. Well, go do something in the world making a difference and you get the attention then. But just make sure you don't fucking try to break down somebody's mental health like you were trying to do to me that night. Um, Again, I'm being so honest here, but why should I protect bullies? That was, can I just, that was so bad that night, so bad that I was this close to calling my twin flame. God, it was ignored me anyway, so I didn't. But it's kind of like, it's like, but it was because I was like, if that's what's come at me, what the fuck is happening to him? You know what I mean? I was worried, but I mean, this could be like 2 year delay or something. But yeah, I'm just being serious. You know what I mean? It was like, I was worried. I was praying all fucking night for me and him, just so you know. Because that was a the spirit of Jezebel, like that was over, that was coming at me through someone, and it was scary, very scary. But I handled it, and I had support, so thank you, people. From quite a few people. You will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. Yeah. Things are manifesting, but just be wary of green-eyed monsters. Some can come through, if you do work like me, it can come through people that watch you for years on end on the internet, and God knows what obsessive, unhealthy feelings they've got towards you. Be careful, is all I'm going to say. Don't be wary of everyone, but be careful. Um, but sadly, it's usually people very close around you. Um, Yeah, they can try, will always rise up. Exactly. And then look at this card. Right, I'll end it on this. The trumpets, the sound of the trumpets. We did pull the judgment card. Put your creative energy into action. Look what I just said. Look what I just said. People that treat people like that, if you're so insanely jealous, and again, I'm stressing this is coming through for anyone that does that to anyone. Deal with your shit. If you're so insanely jealous of how good somebody is at something, even if it's not in the field that you're in, go and get good at what you're good at. Or come to somebody like me, I will literally see it in your chart. I'll tell you what you're good at, so specific and detailed that somebody couldn't compete with you if they tried because it's not their calling. Look at the weird shit that I do. Yeah, there's loads of people that read cards, there's loads of people that are shamans, there's loads of people that are mediums. But if you watch that live that I done last night, it's bringing in so many different things. How can somebody do that? They can't. They're not me. You know what I mean? Like, but I can still appreciate there's other mediums that are great. There's other I love watching tarot readings and that. You know what I mean? Just for the way that people. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Use your own creativity. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision on Crystal Clear Visions, and motivate you to create something beautiful. Yes, go out into the world and create something beautiful. But just be aware that when you shine and you create things that shine, it irritates people's demons. Look what just fell. That card just fell for some reason. Loyalty. Tr Oh, that's nice. Charlotte, I think that's about me, you right now. True friendship and loyalty are among the most important values. Be loyal to your friends. And you know the most beautiful thing about that? That is Charlotte, because she's here live, but that's a lot of you that watch that are genuine soul family. Because like I've said before, I've had people in the past that'll give it all soul family and soul sis and fucking die. These are people that are talking behind your back and shit like that. And again, nobody's perfect, you know, and that's what I mean about like even I have to have people that I vent to about things that have happened to me. And then it's kind of like, you know, so that's what I mean about I know that people that, you know, nobody's perfect. So, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you find people that you can trust because we've all got stuff that we need to work through. Um, but yeah, be loyal to your friends. Dog spirit is one of my strongest power animals at my heart because it's about unconditional love and it's about loyalty. It's also about purity. Think about how loyal and pure a dog is. If you treat a dog well, a dog is the, you know, I love dogs. I grew up with dogs my whole entire life. If my life worked around a dog better right now, which some would say I really could, I would have one, but it's not where I don't feel it's right now, but I hope maybe somewhere when I move and it's not so high up. I would get a dog, but I'll have a dog at some point when it's the right time. But yeah, the point is it's a really beautiful energy that you can call upon as well. So very grateful for this space. Well, I'm very glad at that, and I know a lot of other people are, and I'm very grateful for yous. And this was intense. So I'm going to go. I'm going to sage. I'm going to get my bath, and I'm going to reward myself with that chippy. And I'm not going to be critical of that. I think I deserve it. And if you've ever had chippy sauce in Scotland, I think you'll understand. That's where there's nothing wrong with a wee bit of the devil like that. That's no hurting anyone. Well, it's make my ass a bit bigger, but it's fine. Um, but I'm going to be walking. Yeah, shadow clearing the devil. You know what I mean? That's when the devil doesn't need to be such a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't do that a lot. I really don't. I know I had a chippy not that long ago. I hardly had one for about 6 months, and it was that good that now I've been dreaming about it. So maybe the chippy's like a metaphor for you just being like, you know what? I am gonna get in touch with my twin flame. I am gonna do that thing that people say I can't do. I don't know what it's about for you, but for me, it's about that. So peace out. Thank you, Charlotte, for coming to hang. And I'm going to publish the career one was fascinating, particularly for males and not letting people get in your way. And you'll see what I mean. And but yeah, I'm going to end this. See you later. We'll see you tomorrow. So again, I do hope that I'll be doing it live public, but I might do it unlisted and then it'll